Hello, AJ from Tea Time, and this is a video on how we produce our uh, podcast episodes. How we record, edit, and upload our videos on to YouTube and Spotify. The first thing I want to show you guys is all the free options, and then I'll talk about the the more expensive option. You have a larger budget. A few notes here, so we're gonna go through these. First thing we're gonna go through is recording. Now, when we record a video, um, sometimes it looks a little different. It definitely looks a lot fancier now. But when we were first recording, we didn't have a whole lot of equipment. So when we recorded our first episode, it was pure audio. Okay, so we didn't have any video. I just had like a little PNG in the back. So when we were recording, I used something called a Tascam. Tascam is a great little device that helps record, I'm gonna call it semi-professional audio because there are some problems with times. So this is the Tascam. It doesn't come with the stand, it just comes this top part. That's what we used. That's a little more expensive, but I will say we did consider these free options. If you have a phone, that is perfect for recording your. So you can use voice memos, then you just set it in the middle between you, or you and your guest or your co-host. Hit record, and that's it. It'll record an audio file. Super simple, super easy. Now let's say you want to have video as well, okay? Me and Jalen, we use Zoom. Since we go to college, Zoom is already familiar to us, it's already ready for us, and it's perfect. You don't have to use Zoom. I know there are some people out there that do not like Zoom. So a couple alternatives. You have Google Hangouts. Another thing you could use is Discord. Discord is also free, 100% free. So that's a great plus to it. The only thing about Discord is that it does not have a built-in recording function like Google Hangouts and Zoom. Okay. So if you are looking to record through Discord, you're gonna need an extra program. So this program right here, okay, everything you're seeing is what's being recorded. At the very bottom, we have something called the audio mixer. The audio mixer just shows all your channels for the audio, moves up and down because that's I'm speaking. On the left side, it has all the scenes. The OBS is where we record everything. It basically is a screen capture. If you don't know what that means, it just means that it records everything on your laptop screen. So if I were to open up Discord down here at the bottom, it would record it. It would record everything. If I open up this file folder, if I open up Google Chrome, it would record it, the whole thing. OBS is completely free. Now, the perks about having OBS is it's great to get familiar with now because when you switch to the more expensive option. OBS is great to get familiar with now because as you upgrade your equipment, OBS is something you're going to have to use to start recording things if you wish to record in person. When it comes to buying equipment, the first thing you probably want to buy are good microphones. Now, we use the Tonor Q9s now. Those are the microphones we bought, and they're very reasonably priced. They do not break the bank. They work extremely well, and they come with these little arm stands. So a little arm stand you can attach to your you can attach to your desk, you can attach it to a table. They work really well. I like these mics. I did a lot of research on them, especially for the price you're getting. It's you can't really beat it. They're very, very good. There are a few other mics you can get out there. They're very expensive. One of the examples is a Tascam that we've previously used in in the earlier episodes. Price range for about a Tascam is about $100. Yeah, so if everyone had a Tascam, that would be a problem. Luckily though, it's a omnidirectional mic, meaning it records everything around it. So you would really only need one if for multiple people. And there are even cheaper options, such as a lavalier mic. So it would just clip to your collar. It would just hang right here. Plug it in. The next thing you might want is video equipment. So right now you might think, oh, you're just on a webcam. I'm actually using a mirrorless camera. I'm using the Lumix GX85. I'll edit in a picture right here. So Lumix GX85. They need to make these names a lot easier. It's a mirrorless camera, so it's actually not made to be used as a webcam as I'm using it right now. So what I had to do is I got a micro HDMI output, one of these, and converted it to HDMI. And then from there, we used an HDMI cord that's, in all TVs, game consoles, and then that runs into a video capture device, one of these. So what is a video capture device? Basically, what it does, it takes your HDMI cord and then it converts it to USB, because laptops don't actually take HDMI input. They only take USB input. So that's just the last little converter to get it into the laptop so that you're able to record, as I am right now. Some cameras already have a built-in webcam function, so you might want to look into those so you don't have to get all the different cords like I do. Now, that's everything for recording. I will say the perks of having a camera as opposed to just a normal webcam on my laptop is this right here. So can't really I can zoom in and out, and I can even control and pull the focus if I want to. There we go. Now that you've recorded, let's say you've recorded your podcast episode, what about editing? Now, I'm going to show you the two free options, since I don't actually have the expensive options, but I will tell you about them. I'm going to make myself smaller right here real quick. Now, the first free option is this program called Shotcut. Shotcut is a free to use open source editing software. So this is if you have video. You can also do your audio through here. There's not as many filters and stuff as opposed to using a pure audio editing software. I'll show you one in a minute. So it's super good because you can export your video as an MP4. You can, if you're just doing audio, you can export as an MP3. All free to use. There's tons of tutorials out there. It's actually pretty straightforward. Let's see if I could show you guys one of the tea time episodes after I edited it. This is what it looks like after I've cut everything up and done some stuff. The V1 down here is just the background. V2 is the Jalen PNG. V3 is me. And then the top is the video. So since we recorded in Zoom, I decided to crop it, fade in, fade out, move it down. And at the very bottom is our little intro song I love. And that's everything. You can see the waveforms all along the tracks. You can turn the volume down in the program if something is way too loud. You can turn things up too if things are too quiet. So that is everything for video wise. Now, if you're doing the pure audio option, a better alternative might be Audacity. Audacity's been around for a really long time. So it looks a little rough, but since it's been around for so long, there's tons of people out there that can help you with any kind of problems you have. So when you make a podcast, you can just click and drag right in here. Again, it's only for audio and make things sound a little more clear. Maybe there's just too much reverb in the room. You kind of remove it a little bit. Maybe you want more reverb, you can add that. And that's I don't know a whole lot about Audacity. It's been a long time since I've used it. I think the first 3 episodes I used this, and then I switched over to Shotcut just because I'm more familiar with it. But that is everything for editing. It's actually pretty simple. Now, if you're looking for the more expensive options, then your one-stop shop for all things program editing wise is the Adobe Creative Cloud. So the Creative Cloud you can buy, this is not a sponsor by the way. Creative Cloud, the thing you would want for a podcast is this right here, Premiere Pro. It's a professional video editing software, but it also does really well editing audio. So that would be the only thing you would need. You wouldn't even need a separate audio editing software. I know Adobe has one, but not necessary for a podcast. Now, I will say Premiere Pro might be a little over the top because there's tons and tons of stuff that you can do with it, but you won't necessarily need it for a podcast. That is why I personally stick with Shotcut, since 1, it's simple, 2, it doesn't have anything extra that I need, so it's not so overwhelming, and the last thing, free. So why not use it? Now that we've tackled editing, what about uploading? So, as you know, we upload to YouTube. So, on YouTube, these are my many accounts. This is the Tea Time account. Now, when you're uploading on YouTube, it's super easy. You just want to hit create, upload video. It's going to take you to something called the Creator Studio, and you just drag the file in here. That's it. You're going to have a couple things you have to go through to upload. It's going to take a while depending on your internet speed. But that's everything when it comes to uploading a video. That's very easy. Now, let's say you want to get your podcast on Spotify because you're trying to branch out, right? You want everyone to see your podcast. You want everyone to listen to it, and you make it very available. So we use something called Anchor. Anchor is a partner of Spotify, and it is only for podcasts. Now, what's great about Anchor is that it gives tons and tons of statistics on each episode. It'll even tell you how well your podcast is doing with these little graphs. YouTube does the same, by the way. And what's most important thing about Anchor is that you can go to podcast availability, and it gives you something called an RSS distribution link. So you're going to want to take this link and you can add it to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, etc. There's just a lot of places you can get your podcast to. Now you still have to go through these websites and set up your podcast, but then you just link it, and once you upload to Anchor, it'll then distribute out your podcast to all the different platforms. That seems to be everything that goes into us recording a podcast. All right, I'm AJ with Tea Time. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.